Hi everyone, I'm Edyta Sitar from Laundry Basket Quilts. Welcome to Quilting Window. I'm so excited that you took the time to quilt with me. You're doing so well on your blocks. We are just finished 3 blocks for our mystery quilt, and today we're gonna learn how to make the 4th one. I have a little surprise for you. It's a beautiful Ohio star. Oh, it is gonna be a little challenge, but I know you are ready for it. Ohio stars are made from quarter square triangles, and we're going to need 8 quarter square triangles in pink. And you're gonna ask me, what is quarter square triangle? When you cut a square and you cut it twice diagonally, you get 4 quarter square triangles. The bias edges are on the inside here. The straight grain edge, it's end up to be on the outside. So we're gonna need 2 squares. From 2 squares, we get 8 quarter square triangles. Those squares need to be cut at 3 1/4. And by the way, make sure you go to our website, visit our blog, and on our blog we have all the measurements for all your blocks just waiting for you. Print your PDF with the measurements or just look at it on your iPad and then cut your blocks from that. So we're gonna make a little Ohio star. Like I said, we need 8 pink quarter square triangle. Then we're gonna need 8 light quarter square triangles. We're also gonna need a plain squares. One for the center, 2.5 by 2.5. A pink one. Then we're going to need light squares for the corners of our blocks. I love Ohio stars. They're so much fun to do it, and they're just a beautiful, beautiful block. You always start when you make an Ohio star with the quarter square triangle unit. I'm gonna move those pieces to the side, and we're gonna just focus on 1 quarter square triangle unit. You're gonna take your quarter square triangle unit and you're going to place it in front of you just like this. And I rotate my pieces so I always have my pink on the left and my light on the right. Then I'm gonna take my light and I'm gonna place it right on the top of my pink low triangles, just like this. And I'm gonna start stitching from the top. Da-da-da-da, zoom, 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 just wonderful. I'm gonna make a whole chain like this of those cute little triangle units. Oh, this is beautiful. As soon as you finish the chain with a pair of scissors, you're gonna clip those little units apart, just like this. Oh, look at this, how beautiful it came out. I'm gonna push my seam allowance towards the pink right here. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Push that seam allowance towards the pink. So notice, just exactly the same quarter square triangle units. I'm gonna rotate and look at now. I can take this, place it right sides together, pink to light, light to pink, lock it in place, put a pin, and sew it from the top down. I have one already pinned. I like to put my pin right below that seam. So when I sew from here straight down, I come up to this point and it doesn't shift. My pin is right below. Then I remove my pin and finish sewing. I like to chain sew quarter square triangle units because I get good in it and they come up to be accurate. And I also like to keep my 1/4 inch seam allowance a little shy. Why do I do that? Because later on I can have room to trim my quarter square triangle unit. This one is already finished and stitched. First thing I'm gonna do, look at this. Oh, I open up the back. Look at how nice. Now I'm not gonna have a lot of bulk right here where those triangles are crossing right there. Now I'm gonna flip it over, press it beautifully, and take my small beautiful ruler, place it right over after I iron, and trim them down to 2.5 by 2.5. I want to show you this. Let me take my time and finger press this a little bit better for you, just like this. Oh, perfect. When I trim my quarter square triangle unit, just like the half square triangle, I not only pay attention to the edges of my ruler, but I'm looking for this line right here, and I place that line right through the middle of that unit, right there. Do you see how nice this matches? Now I know that I can take my rotary and now gently trim, rotate, perfect. Now rotate that ruler. This can be cleaned up, and I can go ahead, place that ruler again. Let me rotate this so I can cut it nice and straight. Perfect. Look at this line right here, and again, perfect. 2.5 by 2.5. Don't let anything shift. You want a nice quarter square triangle unit, and I trim it again, and I got a beautiful, perfect one for my points on my Ohio star. This looks wonderful. Oh, I'm gonna shift this to the side a little bit so I can clean up. Yeah, we're back in business. That cleaning, you always have to do it. Well, girls, as soon as you finish your quarter square triangle units, you're gonna be ready to lay out your blocks. Remember, you're gonna need solid, plain, light square in the corner, quarter square triangle unit, another one just like that on another plain square on the other side, and then I'm gonna need it one on each corner of my block. Oh, I'm start lining up my points, and I'm paying attention that the points of my stars are going out to the outside of the block. Put that center. I have all my pieces. Now I'm gonna do 3 rows. Look at this. Row number 1, row number 2, row number 3. And it is super simple. You just take those, place it right over, stitch from the top straight down. Take this, place it right over, stitch, stitch, open it up, and then do the same thing with the square right here. Take it, place it over, place it over, place it over, stitch. I already have done that for you. I was so excited to show you how to make this block. I couldn't help myself. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Remember, you're gonna push your seam allowance towards the corner square, towards the corner square, towards the center square, right there. Why do I push my seam allowance this way? Because those seams are very stiff, so they're gonna automatically push your seam allowance this way. You want to do that so that way later on when you take this, place it right over, it locks really nice, and you can see it as you stitching where the points are, so that way when you sewing you go right over and don't cut off your little points on a star. I'm gonna show you this. Look at this. If I had the seam this way, I would have not been able to see it. So having that seam pushed that right way, I can nicely see it. I can put a pin here so that way it holds in place, sew it, and in no time you are going to have the most beautiful low block. Oh, is this delightful? Don't forget, grab your 6.5-inch ruler, place it over, trim it beautifully. But before you do that, you're gonna ask yourself now, which way do I push those seam allowances after I sew my rows together? And I wanna show you something that I noticed with the Ohio star. If I push my seam allowance towards the center, it's a little bit more bulky right here, but I noticed the center almost like popped. It's just beautiful. Notice I press my center, those seams towards the outside, and for some reason it doesn't pop that middle for me, and I like that little lift of that center. So I today going to choose to push it towards the center and push that little center up a little bit to get a beautiful Ohio star. Well, if you know how to make one, you need to make 8 Ohio star blocks. This is our block number 4, and I am so excited for you. Your quilt is growing. Few more days and you have the most beautiful results. I hope to see you tomorrow. Happy quilting!